What's up, guys?
Welcome to the special edition of the Net Show. No, just kidding.
All right.
What's up, y'all?
Maddie, are you checking it out?
Oh, I gotta look. I gotta look.
We're down one in Houston. Spoiler alert.
Oh, I'm skipping, guys. Sorry, I'm skipping.
All right, here we go.
I'm losing money. Nice.
All right.
Eric, first one in. Nice. What's up, man?
What's up, Eric?
Thank you for hanging out with us on a Tuesday night to talk about our favorite professional football team, the Washington Redskins. On behalf of First Amendment Sports, I'm Ken Marangolo. Please hit that logo that you see on your screen. It's a free subscription.
Right
Get a little notification when we go live with shows like this, the Audible, After the Whistle. He's Kevin Ricka.
Happy to be here talking about my favorite. Always will be my favorite. Can't stop being my favorite, and I love them.
He's Tim Strachan.
They are our favorite, and they'll always be a passion of ours. But thank God, as we were just saying on our previous show tonight, the WCAC Spectacular, thank God for high school football in the local area, because if that was the only game we were subjected to this weekend, this would have been an awful weekend. But despite the loss, it was a great weekend anyway.
Welcome, Eric, obviously. Welcome, James. AGH, we need to put out a little, make sure he's okay. He was on, joined us for the WCAC show midway through, and I'm hoping he's able to find his way over to the Audible.
He's at a DC hotel. The Nats are in the World Series. He might have, might have to
other
watch
stuff
this on
going on.
delay.
AGH is here, man.
Hey.
He's
AGH is in
the
town.
States.
Well, I know this.
He's in
Cheers,
DC.
because I'm sipping on this
Hey.
because of our man AGH coming across the pond again, dropping
Andrew.
off.
Pass it over. There
It
you
was
go.
awesome seeing you this weekend, man. Thank you so much.
Nasta. And when he gets, bring football back to the DMV.
Well, thank
I
you
like
for
it. I
dropping
like
off
it,
3
James.
bottles of Bushmills for the men in the basement. It's much appreciated, my man. A good man, a good friend. Guy's got a big heart. He's what's great about being a Redskins fan. He really is. You all right there, Ken?
Yeah, I just wanted to
And
make sure I
thankfully,
wasn't hearing
thankfully, he
something
came
separate.
to the DeMatha Gonzaga game instead of going to the Redskins game himself. But
Well, that was
he
on
got,
Saturday.
Nasta,
he got
okay.
subjected to a great football.
He made it. We're talking about you, AGH.
Yes,
You'll have to go back and
nonstop.
rewind to hear all the nice
There
things
he
that we said.
is.
Or you can just trust that we didn't say anything bad about you. We would
How
never
could
do
we?
that to a Welsh brother. The Washington Redskins did play a football game on Sunday. The weather was frighteningly
Call
terrible.
it that?
Well,
Yeah, I guess you do call
it's-
call it a football game.
it's times like this when the product on the field, because of the weather, mirrors. I can definitely hear your thing. Mirrors the product that we see on a regular basis. So people who watch the Redskins 49ers saw sloppiness, inches of water, slip and slides, and all that kind of stuff. And it kind of just was more like exhibition sports because the tropical storm always wins for the most part. The storylines that we had to cover going into this game, Kyle Shanahan, the misery of the Washington Redskins franchise, all that just kind of gets washed away, pun intended, by a 9-0 water park. Yeah.
See, I like the game.
Did you really?
Yes.
Yes, I did
I'm
too.
Not, I'm not sure what part you didn't get about
I
how
hated the game.
what the field was all about and how it leveled the playing field and how Kyle couldn't throw for 90 touchdowns to George Kittle to embarrass us, and it kept us in the mix. I really enjoyed it. It was the most fun I've had watching Redskin football all year. I know if you were from the outside looking in, but you saw that field. You saw the conditions. That ball was wet. Hey, Case
Well, I
Keenum
guess
was,
I'm just looking at it that adds
yes,
to the
through-
misery.
get
of it
off my
all.
lawn. I
It's
know,
just-
but hold on.
Well, okay. Well,
hold on
you
a
can
second.
say that. That's
I
fine.
enjoyed it until it was out of reach at the end after the Adrian Peterson fumble. We were in the mix. We had a chance to do something that, without that water slide of a terrible field we have, we wouldn't have been able to, I don't think. I'm just guessing here. But listen, Matt Ioannidis didn't think it was a scrimmage.
Nope.
He's out there making plays all over the field. I
Darren
love watching
Payne.
our defense. Deron Payne, Matt Ioannidis, and Jonathan Allen had 9, 7, and 7 tackles and played some outstanding defensive football, and I loved it. Troy Apke had 6 tackles. Bostic had 7. Apke had a pick.
That was a really nice pick, actually. by the way.
I really enjoyed watching those guys, the way they competed and
No, I mean the players play hard, sure. I'm just talking about the state of it all. It just wasn't.
I was removed from it. I mean, I think
guess.
you have to.
I guess.
And look, Case Keenum was 9 of 12 for 70-some yards, and everyone's ripping him. But we didn't ask him to do anything. What we did ask him to do, he did just fine. I mean, I know he didn't have a great hand on that ball. He might not be a mutter. I get it.
Killer fumble by
little,
AP,
that little lob pass he threw was a little. I was like, whoa, he obviously can't hold that ball. But yeah, it was a killer. And you know what? Peterson gave us his all, and he played his heart out.
Sure.
But that's a killer fumble, and that was the separation right there.
We are going to polish it, James. We're going to polish the hell out of this.
I know.
turd.
Well, listen, I'm not saying anything besides that the weather-related scenario involved us in a game that we were in the mix with the San Francisco 49ers, that Kyle wanted to come in here and show his mad scientist genius off to everyone.
Let there
with
be a
90
tropical
billion
storm
right.
every single
why not?
week, or a
'Cause
bomb cyclone, or a
didn't
blizzard.
I mean, he won, but
That's
it was
what we
like,
need.
Really, Kyle, 3 field goals? Like, you're supposed to be this group. I was fine with all that.
I can't enjoy that. I mean, I don't relish
Well, listen.
in the fact that
The alternative
bright
is
side
less
is
enjoyable.
the visiting coach didn't.
No, that's not what I liked, T. I liked the way we played. I thought we played hard.
Yeah, we did play
I thought
hard.
the players played hard. Did I love to play calling? Did I think we're a good team? No. But for some odd reason, I was in the mix, and so everyone was hanging on the edge of their seats at my house, watching the Redskins have a fighting chance to upset Kyle Shanahan, which would have been awesome because that defense is built for speed, and we
Yep.
got them on skates out there in the water. They didn't. We were just running. We ran the ball
Not built for pleasure.
97,000 times in
They're
a
not-
row,
not built for
and it was
pleasure.
enjoyable to me to do whatever you can do,
Yeah.
to try and win a football game and to play as hard as we did with what we got.
So, the tropical storm was the MVP, in my personal opinion.
No doubt about
it.
that.
It made the game entertaining to watch in a way that the Redskins couldn't have done.
Slip and slide style.
I understand it. That's a well-earned roll of the eyes, T.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Well,
either,
I'm
T,
also.
but-
But
I'm a
it
quarterback,
made
didn't love that
it made the
kinda-
spectacle more
Sure.
spectacular. It's not spectacular by any stretch.
nothing
but
about that
spectacular.
game was spectacular. That's
It was
where T and I agree.
That's where I am.
Spectacular.
That's fair.
And the I think that for us Redskins fans, it's a tight window, Sunday to Thursday, of the ghosts of Christmas past for us. We like to carry. I like to carry, all our Hogs Haven people who I really appreciate you guys giving us a watch. Please subscribe to First Amendment Sports. We're with the official Redskins podcast, the Hogs Haven. We want you guys commenting on this thing. Join AGH, Eric, and James. You'll love it. And thanks a lot to Quentin Mayo, hopefully, for picking that up.
I think you just you introduced a brand new podcast spin-off to the whole
True.
universe.
It's true. Sorry, now you guys get to split those 0.0076 cents that we make on every 10 minutes of ad.
Hold on.
I didn't say split it evenly.
All right, fair enough.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about the six-pack because I think that the way that the Redskins have gone about their business, is how we're going to call it, over the last 20 years, we've created this
You
incubator.
can't wait to hear what's next.
This incubator where we literally spawn the people who are built to come back and destroy us. Like we have done a really good job of not just creating actually good players and coaches, but we've also created players and coaches that hate us.
It's a bad rep, man.
That hate us. Kyle Shanahan is not the first. He won't be the last. There's been other guys before him this season. But the manner in which we chewed up and spit out his Hall of Fame father, the manner in which Dan Snyder specifically and Bruce Allen specifically took a guy who's coached at the highest level, that being Mike Shanahan, listened to words that he said, I can build a team around Kirk
Are
Cousins.
you doing the Red Lobster? I like it. You're doing the Red Lobster.
I'm doing hand puppets.
Yeah.
I can build a team around Kirk Cousins. It won't cost you anything at all, like anything. You can get any other player you want, and I'll just build an offense around Kirk Cousins, and it'll probably be pretty good, and we can spend some resources otherwhere. And Dan Snyder's like, so you're saying I should just give away everything I can find that's not nailed down for RG3? Awesome. So that doesn't work out. What we also forget is that Mike Shanahan wanted Mark Bulger. Now, for better or worse, who knows what would have happened? But Mark Bulger was the guy who we were supposed to get as a free agent. Instead, on Easter Sunday, Dan Snyder and Bruce Allen cooked up this whole Donovan McNabb thing out of nowhere. And Shanahan hated it, did not want McNabb as his quarterback, thought it was getting Bulger. Guess what happened the very next day? After we traded draft picks for Donovan McNabb, which Shanahan told Bruce Allen, we do not need to trade for Mark Bulger. As soon as we traded for Donovan McNabb, Mark Bulger was released to the world, and it didn't actually.
And then out of the league. To be fair. And then out of the league.
To be fair.
Yeah.
So Kyle Shanahan came in. I love telling the Sam Weiss story. I'm going to save it, though, for another time because I did write about it in the six-pack. I expected this game to be a hate-filled, just revenge game. Tropical storm negated that, so I'll take it. And I don't know that we need to spend too much more time on this game because I really want to talk about Thursday night.
I've said everything I had to say.
No,
48
thank you.
hours away.
Next issue.
Tease free and clear.
Yes, 48 hours. We have a game on a short week against drum roll, please. Yet another of the Ghost of Christmas Past.
Continues.
I tried to make some purple jokes. I tried to make some Grimace from McDonald Land jokes. Kirk Cousins helming what is all of a sudden the freaking 2000 Rams and Kurt Warner and Terry and Isaac. Marshall,
Thanks in large part to our boy Stephon Diggs.
Thanks in large part to our boy Stephon Diggs, who by all accounts does not want to be there, but he'll stay there as long as he's
And
catching 150 yards a game.
Oddly enough, may want to be here.
Yeah, may.
I don't know.
That makes no sense.
I don't
by
know
the
that
way.
for sure.
Makes
but-
no sense.
You think he would turn states on Thursday night? You think there's a chance that he just gives Big Vanilla the business? And
All
just
the trades are
coughs
happening
it
right
up?
now.
Yeah, I know.
But he probably called his agent and he's like, oh, by the way, remember how I said I wanted to get traded out of here? Yeah, like 175 yard average over the last 3 weeks. You know what? Let's just ride this one out for a little bit longer.
Apparently, the receivers just have to yell at Big Kirk, and then everything turns out to be just fine for a little bit.
He can throw it
Until it's not.
downfield all of a sudden and with relative accuracy.
Well, those are good guys to be chucking it around to. I'm not going to lie.
Adam Thielen hurt, by the way. I don't know if he's going to make it back in time for Thursday night. We shall see. If he does, he's a problem. Stephon Diggs is a problem. Kyle Rudolph, for us, is a problem, although he hasn't been super productive over the last year and a half.
Yeah, he got going last week.
Yep.
Or I should say
And Dalvin Cook.
2 days ago.
Dalvin Cook's going to test us.
It's a lot of problems.
There's a lot of problems. The Minnesota defense, we're going to talk a lot about their offense. I love their head coach, Mike Zimmer. Wanted him as our head coach. Another story I love to tell, won't tell tonight. Their defense has a lot of class and character. They play against good teams. They are feeling pretty good against them about themselves against us on Thursday night.
So it's all setting up for us. I mean, due to
A
the
total
fact,
trap game. This is a trap game for the Vikings. That's a fact.
you know it's a trap game for Joe Buck. He's doing 2 nights of World Series, then Thursday night
true.
Redskins.
Is Romo
then
with him?
Then 2 more nights of Nats.
God.
He goes Smoltz, Romo Smoltz.
We're getting like quintuple bucked, right? Well, never
We're
mind.
getting. Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah, so much buck.
We're getting a lot of buck.
I'd like to pass the buck on Thursday. I'm done with him.
And Troy does not shy away from telling it like it is, which is never a good thing when you're talking about the Redskins.
Especially about the Redskins.
I know. Oh, well, you know what? He'll call it
Or
fair,
is that just our fandom?
but you can call it fair right now, and it's a terrible story. I'm just, it's
Yeah.
like the worst thing to call fair right now because it's a nightmare.
Look, unfortunately, I'm at a point right now, and Kevin's going to call me curmudgeon old man, but it is one of the worst phrases I've ever heard in my life. Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least you're hoping for the best. I think this is
That's a huge step.
I think that's
I
a
always
huge
do.
step in this.
I always
good-
do.
we've made some
As a
improvement.
fan, I
Yeah.
always do.
Yeah.
I've never not hoped for the best for these guys.
I
on
know
any given
that.
Sunday.
I know
Of
that.
course
But,
you
but
haven't.
you actually said
any
it.
long term.
I know you know that in your heart, but the fact that you said it in
It's
the
the
microphone
prepare
makes
for
me
the
feel
worst
good.
part.
That's a
just-
tropical storm talking.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh,
That's great.
okay. All right,
But
there
you know
go.
what would be?
You've been
Hey,
soaked, rain soaked.
I mean,
have.
we can't. There can't be one in Minnesota, can there? Dang it! And it is in Minnesota. It is in the dome.
is there a hose? Maybe a sprinkler
I
system?
don't want Kirk Cousins to get injured by any chance, but I'd like him
No.
to stumble a few times and perhaps chuck it to some of the guys that he used to every week at practice.
Yeah.
We're used to that. The defense at least said that all the time. And I thought he was good for
No
us. on
Zach
offense.
Brown, though. Don't be Zach Brown.
No, and that's why the Eagles got rid of his ass. I mean, Zach Brown just keeps running his mouth all over the place and finds out there's nowhere to play left.
Yeah.
That's his problem.
So after complaining to my son and anyone who would listen today about the stupidity of scheduling the Patriots on national television when they're the only game you can watch, I get it. Bill Belichick's awesome. Tom Brady's great. Guess what? They play the most boring games ever because all they do is destroy everyone. And I'm sick of it. I mean, I've seen that show a billion times. Show me something else. I understand why you wouldn't put Washington, San Francisco in a tropical storm on in a national situation, but as soon as I start doing all this, then they're like, yeah, but we're getting the Redskins on Thursday night. And I'm like, I know, I'm sorry. I don't have any control over any of this. But the Redskins, in a primetime game against the Vikings, actually have done well. They lost a game at home that I was at to open the season where Brad Johnson famously wore his Redskins jersey as he walked out of the stadium. Appreciate you, Brad. Took that win. But we went to, Joe Gibbs took a team to Minnesota in a primetime game and believe famously challenged a play of which there were 12 men on the field, which was the absolute turning point in a win for the Washington Redskins, where he took a mediocre team to the playoffs. It's either 2005 or 2007.
Joe Gibbs took this franchise to the city of Minnesota in 1992.
Thank you.
And won a Super Bowl with Mark Rippon. And
Over Jim Kelly, I believe.
yes, it was. And that's what we do.
That's I
In 1992.
I feel
in 1992.
It's okay.
To be fair.
It's okay. I feel good about playing in Minnesota. I feel like it'll actually be a game for some period of time. And I think that our defense is going to be good enough to make the game interesting. Make the game interesting to the point of which what is our offense going to do. So I want to go out on this, guys, and I'll let you start, T. Should Haskins be in this game plan? I got a different question for you.
I think you gotta. If you're not starting him this week, obviously, I don't think you start him on a short week unless you've made the decision a week ago or more.
Yeah.
But you got to start working them in. You got to start work. I think they're starting to work them in practice.
Reps.
I think they're giving them a little bit more, to handle in the preparation that he is going to be given the opportunity. And I don't know when that's going to be, but I certainly think it's going to be soon.
So for the ground game, Kevin, we hope Peterson's going to be healthy enough to play, but I don't have that hope.
He's in a walking boot.
He's an older guy.
He has a high ankle sprain and a regular ankle sprain. He's
sprain.
got 2 ankle sprains on one ankle, which I've never heard of before until this afternoon in the car.
It's a pretty serious situation.
I've never heard of having both.
Me neither. Ever once in my life.
He's got multiple
But
sprains
why
on the
wouldn't
same
we?
ankle.
Why wouldn't we invent injuries that have never been discussed before? Double ankle sprain, one ankle.
Did you ever hear of a Liz Frank before 3 or 4 years ago?
Nah.
But we all had it.
I guess.
So what do we do? What should be our focus on the ground? Asterisks for all those following.
Chris Thompson's out, right?
Bryce Love had another knee surgery.
Has knee surgery.
He's not there. Wendell
We gotta go with
Smallwood.
Mr. Wendell. Who else do we got?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking you. That's your question. Solve our running game, please, in the next 13
That solves
seconds.
T's question. That means we got to keep number 1 on the sideline.
So is this a 50 pass game? I guess that's kind of where I'm going with this.
I mean, how many quarterback sneaks can you run with Case Keenum? Because, listen, one thing I know about Mike Zimmer is he's from the old school. He's going to take out the number 1 threat. He is going to eliminate Scary Terry from the jump before the game gets started. He's going to make sure he does not get beat
He showed up again.
by Terry McLaurin.
Showed up again.
And then say, what do you got now? And that seems to be a whole lot of Trey Quinn and Paul Richardson to me with Case Keenum back there, and that scares the ever-living crap out of me with all the stuff that's going to happen. So, hey, Wendell Smallwood, strap it on, strap it up tight, and go get us about 120 on the ground and 50 through the air, and we might have a chance to hang on in this game because it's going to be a check-down situation all day long.
It is, and as a final thought on the matchup, the NFL, by the way, is people want to talk parity. The great teams in the league right now can be beat. Right now, the Minnesota Vikings are ranked at the top, one of the top teams in the NFC, and they're not scary good. So the Redskins aren't scary bad, but they're scary losers. They're going to lose more than they win because they just right now it's culture from Sunday to Sunday. What we see on the field is a reflection of everything happening inside that building year round, and we have talented football players on the roster. In an alternate universe, that semblance of players could be competitive in the National Football League. But the fact that they're on the Redskins right now at this point in time, based on where we are as an organization, as a business, there's so much dysfunction and shenanigans going on behind the scenes that it shows up on Sundays. I've been arguing that for 20 years. It shows up on Sundays.
Yeah, it's starting to just get really bitter. It's all just getting really like
so
taste in your mouth and just wow.
But that means though that on a weekly basis, unless we're playing the Patriots, unless we're playing, the Patriots, we have a chance to compete in games, which I think makes it fun for people like us. They're going to watch it anyways. I mean, we're going to watch it. You're not going to not watch the Redskins. You're not going to not watch the Redskins.
Not.
So at least relish in the fact that we're putting pretty darn good football players on the field. It just, the ass clowns pulling all the strings, their ass clownness is just dripping on everything.
I've never heard you say that term before.
ass
I
clown
like it,
drippings.
though. It's like it's
Yeah.
a very appropriate term.
Yeah, they're ruining everything, and they're ruining
Oh, they
everything
have
for
ruined
good
everything.
football players. So when we turn on the TV on Thursday night, thankfully none of them will be on it. The really awesome guys that
Has
we
an
know.
ass clown ever made anything better? I don't think so.
That's a whole other show. I mean, now you just gave me some stuff to think about.
Blew your mind.
Yeah.
I'm not a big ass clown guy, so I'm not the guy to answer that question.
Well, that'll be a give me your 5 on an upcoming Hot Box.
Yeah.
Listen, we're going to be back here next Tuesday night to talk about the manner in which the Washington Redskins shut Kirk Cousins down. And that's just going to be the way it is, guys. And we're going to celebrate being 2-6 because 2-6 is better than 1-7.
You have math down, Pat. Way to go, dude.
I made it. I made it
Way
work.
to go. No ass clown in that chair.
No, that you better believe it. Speaking of math, we got Mr.
I
DeMatha.
got to do math.
No, I'm just saying, you know, pride up.
DeMatha.
Thank you.
DeMatha Catholic. Tim Strachan,
DeMatha.
thank you for being here, buddy.
Boys showed up this weekend, but they fell short. You'll be back. And as for the Redskins, hail to the Redskins forever, but hail to the Nats right now.
Hell to the
tonight.
Nats right now. And the Caps and the Wizard about to
Let's
be on.
root for a winner right now in DC tonight.
AGH is. Absolutely is. And Nasta to you. He's Kevin Ricka.
And I'm down with that, T. The Summer Sons of Washington are playing well into the fall. And obviously you can see we're all ready to rock and roll. Let's get something going here. We're good going into the 8th inning down at least 1 or 2. Let's not let it get further than that.
James, I did free your Chihuahua comment before signing off, so you're welcome to that. Shout out to Rhett. Shout out to Darren. Shout out to Mike. Pride of Kensington, RCP, WCAC, the DMV. We appreciate you guys. We'll be back here in not too long talking about the First Amendment Sports High School Basketball Preview, Episode 3. Mike Jones. Until then, I'm Ken Marangolo, and this was The Audible. Thanks, y'all.
Late.